Welcome to the ml-gradle Episode 9, the Gradle Wrapper from MarkLogic University. As we have learned, MarkLogic's ml-gradle is a plugin to the Gradle build system. The recommended way to execute any Gradle build is with the help of the Gradle Wrapper. In short, just wrapper. The wrapper is a script that invokes a declared version of Gradle, downloading it beforehand if necessary. The wrapper only downloads the Gradle components necessary to use this specific version, minimizing and simplifying the deployment. Once the dependencies are downloaded, Gradle doesn't need to retrieve them again unless the version changes. You can get up and running with a Gradle and ml-gradle deployment project quickly without having to follow manual installation processes, saving time and money. Using the Gradle wrapper, you can standardize MarkLogic configuration and deployment projects on a given version of Gradle, leading to more reliable and robust builds. You can migrate MarkLogic projects to new Gradle versions predictably without breaking existing ml-gradle deployments. So how does it work? There are typically three different workflows. First, you are creating a new MarkLogic ml-gradle configuration and deployment project and want to add the wrapper to it. Second, you want to run ml-gradle tasks for a project that already provides the wrapper. And third, you want to upgrade the wrapper for an ml-gradle deployment project to a new version of Gradle. To create the Gradle wrapper in your project, simply invoke the wrapper Gradle task. The Gradle W shell script and the GradleW.bat Windows batch files are created or updated to the current version of Gradle installed on your computer. After the wrapper task succeeds, you'll find a Gradle subdirectory in your projects directory. Within the Gradle subdirectory, a wrapper subdirectory contains information about the desired Gradle distribution for your project, including the server hosting the Gradle distribution, the type of Gradle distribution, normally only the Gradle runtime, and the Gradle version for executing tasks. If your project required a specific version of Gradle, you could specify the wrapper to be created accordingly. Use the --Gradle version flag, followed by your desired Gradle version. For example, perhaps you have a MarkLogic deployment that used an older version of ml-gradle. You may want the Gradle version to be consistent. The --distribution-type all flag can be used to also download the Gradle source code, useful if you are using an IDE with code completion or wanted to navigate to the Gradle source code. When running ml-gradle tasks, use the Gradle W shell script or the GradleW.bat batch file, depending on your operating system. In case the desired Gradle distribution is not already present on your computer, the wrapper downloads and stores it in the local file system. Subsequent builds will reuse the existing local distribution, so will be faster. Should the distribution URL in the configured Gradle property file change, then the new distribution will be fetched on the next Gradle invocation. The properties file can be found in the Gradle subdirectory within your project directory, then the wrapper subdirectory, and is called Gradle-wrapper.properties. Your MarkLogic deployment and other projects will typically want to keep up with the times and upgrade their Gradle version, benefiting from new features and improvements. The recommended method of upgrading the wrapper version is to run the wrapper task and provide the desired Gradle version. Using the wrapper task ensures that any optimizations made to the wrapper shell script or batch file with that specific Gradle version are applied to the project. It's a best practice to commit any changes to the wrapper files to version control. Another method of upgrading the Gradle version is to manually change the distribution URL property in the wrapper property file. Although upgrades can be done in this manner, It is not recommended as any modifications to the wrapper shell script or batch file are not applied to the project. Once you have upgraded the wrapper, check that it's the version you expect by executing /gradlew-version. You can always check the wrapper's version with the --version task. To get MarkLogic, download it from developer.marklogic.com. You can get more training by visiting marklogic.com/learn. Also, a complete selection of video tutorial topics is available at mlu.marklogic.com/on-demand, or download the MarkLogic mobile app available on both the Apple App Store and Google Play.